Ah, what beautiful tunes. What gorgeous music. What a calm, serene scene. So this is a live stream intro screen. Not bad. Alright. Here we are, everything's cool, everything's relaxed. I didn't just do like 15 minutes of a live stream where the first 9.5 minutes my microphone didn't have the right device selected in Streamlabs, and so then I ended stream and started a new one after 5 minutes of discussion because I was too embarrassed about having a VOD on my channel with 9.5 minutes of utter silence at the start where I'm talking and don't even realize it. We're relaxed. We're calm. And we're Chimmaney, which means we don't have intro music at the start of the stream except to lure people in with a false sense of hope. Okay, is this working? Let me go to my channel. Make sure everything's good, because there have been too many problems today for this to not be working. To lure people in. Okay. With a false sense of hope. Yeah. That guy sounds like a real bastard, by the way. So, welcome to 2025. Happy New Year, 2025. What a great year. Killed a coyote. It was actually a dingo, Soviet girl. So, just to make sure that's correct. Welcome to 2025, guys. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the new year. Hamlin, I will grab you. You're gonna be in a dire situation if you're saying that in vain. Is this real? You can't hear any. It's not real. I checked. It was good. Soviet girl checked. Said it was good. DP Hamlin, if you're saying I can't hear anything and it's all for a laugh, it's all for the sake of a giggle, this is your one opportunity to admit it. I'm on the, like, seriously? You know when like a tooth is attached by like a single flesh thread attaching it to your gums? I'm like ready to drop, dude. It does occasionally cut back in. Oh my god, you're being serious? So, Miguel, is it completely good, or is it just like you heard me when you said that? Is it cutting? Okay, yeah, because I think it might be DP Hamlin's connection. If it's good for you and it's good for me, then I'm we're gonna. Oh, what a day! Right? Happy New Year, guys. I'm gonna open the stream up again. This is too important. I think it might be DP Hamlin's connection. Good on your end, so we go. Cool. If it's good for you and it's good for me, then I'm Okay. We're gonna. Oh, what a day! Right? Okay, so the fact that it's good for me and good for Soviet Girl, YouTube is receiving the data. It's okay. Oh my god. The thing is as well, like, people won't understand the anguish, you know? People won't have any idea. People are going to come back to this VOD and be like, oh, he started out a bit. They don't understand anything that's been going on. Happy New Year! Welcome to the 2025. Big 2025. DP Hamlin, it's working. Everything's good. It's a great time. And speaking of great times, right? While the good news is rolling out, I might have fixed the issue of chat not updating and showing up in video games. Sometimes. Obviously, we won't know until we're doing video games. But I might have fixed it, because now I have my chat displaying in Streamlabs, which is the app I use to live stream. Before I had to have it open, and then also a browser tab with YouTube Studio, and that was where the chat was. And hopefully, like, having the chat open in this app rather than in a browser tab, we'll fix it and make it good. Although, actually, I don't know, can I, like... I don't think I can, like... Okay, that's for me to figure out on my own time. I think there are options missing, but I'll see if I can figure out how to do those. 2025, Happy New Year. Third stream of the new year, of 2025. I've got a lot done in the 24 hours it's been this year so far. Yeah, it's normally a New Year's stream doesn't count when I'm doing the how many total live streams happened this year count. New Year's stream part 2s do count. So, this one counts. Okay. Now, there is quite a lot to talk about, quite a few things I want to get through. You might be wondering, like, what is a New Year's stream part 2? And why is it happening what feels like nearly 3 months into the year? Well, it was because at the end of 2024, there were a bunch of videos I had like 80% finished that I wanted to talk about in a New Year's style stream discussion format. And so it was like, hey, how about I wait till those videos are done and uploaded, and then I can talk about them that way. And then also like the end of year community poll was it was a bit late on the update. Like I opened it up for submissions a bit late, so I wanted to give it more time before we went through all the answers. So we can do all that today. The cool news is, originally, New Year's Stream Part 2 was kind of a joke I was making, because there were things I wanted to discuss, and there were things I wanted to talk about, but it wasn't really, like, there wasn't any news, right? There is news now. I think in New Year's Stream Part 1, I mentioned, like, I don't really know what the upload schedule is going to be like this year. Or, like, and that's something we're going to discuss a lot later. Now I kind of know. And we're going to go into my thoughts on, like, various different options and things, and also what's probably going to happen, right? I don't know if it'll happen for the whole year, but it'll happen at least for, like, the immediate future part of the year. Quick test. Someone type the number 3 in chat and hit enter. I just want to make sure the application Streamlabs chat is working. And then also, I guess, like, you know, maybe test stream delay, but I don't know, what am I testing there, right? Yeah, stream delay exists, right? Myth busted. I want to see, because right now Streamlabs, okay, I see 3 from Soviet Girl, cool. So hopefully it's updating, and there's it from Hamlin as well. Okay, cool. Now, speaking of things that are going to happen this year, right? We got to start off, and unfortunately we do have to start here, a bit of bad news, right? This is the list of 2025 guarantees. I just want to say again, you know, it's hitting me right now really hard. Thank God you were here, Soviet Girl, and you told me that, like, there was no audio coming from my microphone. I would have kept going. I don't know what time it is where you are right now. It's probably like 8, 9, 10 p.m. Like, you could reasonably have seen the stream was up and been like, nah, I'm just going to go do other stuff. I'm going to go sleep. Like, thank God you were here. Because, oh my God, I would have been so sad. Okay, we're good. We're happy. We're in a great state. And we're talking about the 2025 guarantees that I talked about in a New Year's stream. Valentine's Day special, February 14th, accomplished, right? We've done that. Made it. On deadline, perfect. It was actually surprisingly close for the deadline. But we did it. Halloween special, that's, you know, yet to happen. Weekly videos month, yet to happen. I know what it'll be, and it's going to be cool if it works. And if it doesn't work, I know what the backup plan is. So, yep, that's going to work. 25 plus live streams. We've done 3 so far. This is the 3rd. You're in the middle of it. End of year Poland live stream. That's going to happen. 4 plus Pokemon episodes. That's going to happen. Episode 8 in January, February. Did not happen. And it was on the guarantees list. So that is a problem. That's a big problem. Now, look, there are excuses I could make, right? During the New Year's stream, when this appeared on my guarantees list, I was like, ooh, That shouldn't be there. Like, I don't know, I don't know why I put that there. That was my immediate reaction, was like, that should not be there. Because I don't think I can guarantee that. And like, I guess I was like really tired when I made this last night, I don't know. And then I like clarified, if it's an A-B, it'll be A in February and B in March, right? It's not an A-B, it's one video, it's 28 minutes. And it's going to be in March. So this was not accomplished. And you know, again, there are excuses you can make. There's a lot of stuff like happened in real life. Some of it good news, which is always nice. That's why they call it good news. And you could also, you know, 28 minutes is kind of a weird number. Because if it's like 21 minutes, easy, one part. If it's like 40 minutes, easy, split it. 28 minutes, it's like, do you do one big video? Or 14-minute videos would be like a weird, too short, right? And there wasn't a natural splitting point. So it, like, but anyway, those are all just like useless excuses, right? There are excuses you can make. But that's not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it was on the guarantees list and I didn't do it. And I am going to figure out a way to make that up to everyone. Because I don't want... I think it's very important. You know, if I say, hey, I'm working on this video, I hope to have it up by the weekend, and it doesn't go up on the weekend, alright, that's fine. But if I say this is in the 2025 guarantees and it doesn't happen, I want it to be either like... I want people to be able to have complete faith that if I say something is a guarantee, it will either happen 99% of the time, and the 1% of the time it doesn't happen, I do something cool to make up for it. So Soviet Girl, you say extra long Pokemon Black episode, that would be an option. And I am taking suggestions. I don't have anything in mind yet, but I am taking suggestions. And this kind of thing, it's the same sort of thing when you make like a friendly bet with a friend, right? That's like not like a money bet, but like, oh, if you win, I'll do this, right? Oh, if you win, I'll buy us tickets to this theme park. I don't know, whatever people do when they have friends. I don't know. If you win, I'll like make you a song about how great you are, right? It needs to be something that you wouldn't do anyway, right? Because if it's like, oh, I lost the bet, now I have to watch that TV show with you. It needs to be a show where if your friend had come up to you and said, hey, do you want to watch this show with me? You wouldn't have said yes. You know what I mean? And so same sort of thing here. It needs to be something that is good for you guys, and it's like, oh, cool, this is like a good reward to kind of make up for this not being made in time. But, like, it needs to be something that if someone said, hey, do this, I wouldn't have said, oh, good idea, yeah, I'll do that anyway. Because otherwise, like, what's the point of it? Then it's not making up for it, right? So some examples would be, yeah, I guess, like an extra long Pokemon Black episode. Or, I don't know, a video on a game that I wouldn't normally have... Like, a game that if someone suggested it, I'd take a look at it and be like, nah. That sort of thing. It's like, oh no, but now I have to make it. Something like that. Or like, oh, do a live stream... I don't know, like 7 days in a row or something. I don't actually know if that would be possible. But, you know, something like that where it's something I would normally not do, but it's cool to happen and people want. Anyway, so I'll be brainstorming stuff for that, and I'll also be taking suggestions in chat and in comment sections and in this VOD's comment section. With all of that said, Pokemon Black 8 is done. I still say PBP, not PBA, even though it's Pokemon Black Abridged, not Pokemon Black Permadeath now. It is finished. It is done. I'm going to be scheduling it to premiere. I might do this weekend, actually. Because then that's kind of nice if if it's, more people will be available to see it. Chim makes a video about WWE wrestling. That's something I'd never do. Yeah, it's definitely something I'd never do. If that's something people would want me to do, then that's a good suggestion. I don't know if it's something people would want me to do, but if it is, right, maybe I'm wrong. I could go for it. Yeah, I don't really premiere videos very much, because most of the time when a video's done, I just kind of like want it up so people can see it as soon as possible. But we'll premiere this one. That'll be fun. And yeah, and I'm gonna find a way to make up the fact. Again, this shouldn't have even been on here, but it was on here and it didn't happen. And I want, if I ever do something like this, I want you to have faith that either every single thing on here will happen as promised, or something cool will happen to make up for the rare cases where it doesn't happen. Yes. Now, let's do this. Let's go here. And talk about the year schedule and what the plans for this year's gonna be. So, well, I don't know why my voice is so tired. It's probably because it's really hot right now. It's been dreadfully hot in Australia, or at least in Melbourne. I don't know about the rest of Australia. So this year, biggest punishment, I play League of Legends for a 20-minute video, a la Darkmane. I'm not sure who Darkmane is. I don't know. I like whatever the option is. The other thing to consider is, right, I guess we'll talk about this for a bit longer. Whatever it is, it needs to be something that like you guys also want, right? Like you guys want to see. So it can't just be like, because what if it's, oh yeah, this is something I would never normally do and it sucks, and it's like, yeah, it was also really sucks to watch too. That I don't want to do that. So it needs to be something that like you guys want me to do, but I normally wouldn't do. So Ace Attorney, for example, I was thinking I might stream that at some point this year. I don't think I would make a video on Ace Attorney, but like that could be an example. Oh, Chimmaney, now you have to make an Ace Attorney video, and it's like, okay, I'll figure that out. I'll figure out how to make it good and make it entertaining, and I'll do that. Chimmaney, you have to do another tier list video, because apparently that was like one of people's favorite videos last year. Okay, I wasn't going to do that. I wouldn't do it. Something like that you guys want to happen and kind of benefit from happening, that I would normally not go for. For one reason or another, right? Whether it's because I don't want to do that, or I think it would be like not worth the time, or it would be I don't have the time, right? Like, oh, I can't do a live stream like 5 days straight in a row. It's like, oh, I have to. I'll figure it out. It's, something like that. Majora's Mask Chimney video in the style of Mr. Meanwhile. That's I know it's a Legend of Zelda game. I imagine it's not on Steam or anything. Would that just be like, oh, see you later, Emu. Emu later. Or would that be like, is there some like official way to play that on PC? Yeah, so we'll figure this out, and maybe we can do a whole stream later on, brainstorming ideas. If you guys want to take some time, like, I don't know, coming up with stuff to present, later in like a couple of weeks, we can all come together and decide on what has to be done. But yeah, something, again, it should be something that you guys, it's fun for you guys, and you guys are like, hell yes, he's doing this. And also something that if you asked me to do under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be like, nah, You know, because at that point, just ask me to do it, and I'll be like, oh, good idea, I'll do that, and yeah. Let me type some kind of note in a document unrelated to anything happening in chat right now. And I guess I'll look into that later. Okay, yes, so this year's schedule. It's going to be a kind of return to not the schedule of 2022. It's going to be more frequent than that, because that was very infrequent. But it's going to be a return to that style of making videos, and I'll elaborate on that later. It will be less frequent uploads than 2023. Unfortunately, but we'll go into why later. The style this year is also, hold on, I just came up with a brilliant idea. Watch this. Now I'm going to do another segment, and I'm going to paint bucket it, and in this one I'm going to write with the eraser. This is going to look sick. So I'm gonna make this is gonna it's gonna take a really long time. Like talking speed versus spell things out with a mouse speed. Okay, we're just gonna leave that at make. I'll simplify it. Make till done. So in 2022, I didn't have an upload schedule at all. I just had, I am working on videos, and whenever they're done, I will upload them. In 2023, I had 2 videos a month. And in 2024, it was like 2 videos a month for the first 6 months. And then the second 6 months, it was kind of a bit all over the place. And in 2025, it's going to be a bit all over the place again. So the Darkest Dungeon videos were pretty much entirely made where it was just like, hey, I'm just going to spend like a month and a half working on this video in my free time, and then I'm going to upload it when it's finished. And that was cool, that was good. But there are downsides. There are upsides. Whoa. There are upsides and there are downsides. Some of the upsides of doing it in this style is that... Actually, it's better to explain using the 2 videos a month style. The upsides and downsides of this. I think it'll be easier to understand. So... Sorry, I also just realized there's probably flashbanging you, my bad. Pro is dying? Yeah. Well, eventually. Sorry, that was... Whoa. It got a bit heavy there, my bad. So, upsides of this... We'll just do... Plus and minus. Okay, sorry, that's like unreadable. I know I was like, this is a really cool style. I was really excited about it, using like the negative space. We're not doing that way. That's like difficult to understand what's happening. So the positives of 2 videos a month are like frequency, right? Okay. I'm not going to write out these words. It's going to take way too long. I'll just type them. Frequency. Whatever. Black works. Frequency. Kind of... What would be the word? Not reliability. Predictability, maybe. Like, you know what's going on in terms of, like... Hey, there's going to be an upload roughly every 2 weeks, right? It not necessarily every 2 weeks, but if it's 4 weeks, then there'll be one a couple days after, you know. It also having deadlines in general is like really good. And I guess deadlines are good, but like I don't know. It kind of both works because it's like deadlines are good is more proper, but having deadlines is good. Anyway, there's a if you interpret it a different way, it works the other way. I'm defending myself, hands in the air. Hey, I'm defending. It was okay when I wrote it before. I'm exhausted. Deadlines are good. Like having in my head, I need to make 2 videos every month. I think if I was just working on videos and uploading them when they were done, without any kind of deadline, I would work less hours than having deadlines, right? It's not even a matter of just like, oh, you work more efficiently when there are when there's a deadline. You spend your time more thoughtfully. It's no, actually, like you also just for me anyway, I just put in more hours. Like if I'm making 2 videos a month as a hard rule, I will be spending more hours each month than I would be if I was just working on videos that will go up when they're finished. So that's another positive. There may be more. We'll come back to it. Some of the negatives. It's like how can I phrase this? Like gets in the way of some things, and I'll elaborate. Uploading 2 videos a month really limits the kind of videos I can make, right? So things like last year's Batman Isolated Crime Fighter, I would not be able to make that in a 2 videos every month schedule. And in fact, I didn't, right? The second half of last year, I wasn't really doing that schedule. I broke away from it in the end. So, like, really large projects can't happen under that umbrella. I think that's a good way to phrase it as well. Really large projects can't happen. I'll just get rid of this. Really large projects can't happen with that kind of schedule. And also, like, regular large projects can't happen back to back. So, like, how can I... What's a good example? If I make... Like, so in 2023, right? When I was really doing the 2 video a month schedule, like the whole year, plus 6 months after, plus a month before, right? Like I was, in 2023, I was in it, right? If I made like a Buckwheat Grayson Goes to America style video, which I can just barely get done within a month, like going really hard, get that done. I can't, like, to make the 2 videos a month schedule, I then need to make the second video something I can make in, like, 2 or 3 days, right? Which either means it's, like, a small video, or something like the tier list video, which, that's, like, 30 minutes, but it, like, I pretty much made it in 30 minutes, because I kind of just turned on the recording software and talked. There was no, like, real script or planning or anything. It was just kind of prepare this tier list and then hit record and start talking. And having the kind of freestyle of upload whenever a video is done is good, because it means I can be like, hey, I just uploaded a Pokemon Black episode, and I can start working on the next Pokemon Black episode. Instead of like, hey, I barely got this Pokemon Black episode done within the schedule, and then a second video that I could make really, really fast and get that up. So, like, now I need to like take a couple of months to like for it to even be possible to do another Pokemon video inside of 1 month. I need to take a couple of months to like gather everything up and kind of like prepare things so that I can do another big push like that, right? Whereas if I'm just uploading when videos are done, I could just make, hey, Pokemon video goes up, I'm going to start working on the next one straight away, right? Backweek Racing video goes up, I'm going to start working on the next one straight away. You're really happy with the Chim shorter video formats? So, like, they'll still happen. They're not stopping. It's just, like, what I'm saying is having this kind of schedule where it's number of videos a month rather than amount of work on videos a month limits the way you can do them. You know, it gets in the way of things, right? So, like, if I'm just working on videos and uploading when they're done, I can still make videos that take 4 days or 10 days. But it just means I don't need to, like, strategically... Because that was something that was really actually quite annoying, was I would be like, I really want to make the next Pokemon video, but I have to wait until it's... Like, I'll start the month with a video that took 8 days, and now it's like, I can't do another Pokemon video. I can't do a Pokemon video this month, because there isn't enough time. There's, like, 22 days left in the month. That's not enough. So now I have to, like, work on something else for those 22 days and then figure out when Pokemon would work. Or I would, you know, I just spent 14 days, I just spent half the month on this one video. I have all of these other ideas for videos I want to make, but I can't do them because I don't know how long it would take. And I need to do something I know I can get done in 14 days, right? So it's not that, like, the shorter videos can't exist outside of this format. It's just that this format forces me to do them in a way where it kind of becomes, like, a bit obstructive. Because now it's not, hey, what video do you want to make right now, Chimmaney? It's like, hey, Chimmaney, all the videos you want to make right now can't happen because there are only 25 days left in the month, and they're all things that would take 28 days. And so figure out something else. And then all of those, like, cool things get, like, pushed back ages and ages, right? Which is a bit annoying. That said, that doesn't mean I'll never return to this format. It just means at the start of this year, I'm going to be going into the freestyle version. Because some of the other negatives of the 2 video a month thing is it's not sustainable, and I'll clarify what I mean by that. I hope you can't hear my stomach. I'm not that hungry. I mean, I'm probably going to eat, like, when the stream's done, but I've eaten food today. But for some reason, I guess that's my stomach doing what it does with the food. So, not sustainable, what do I mean by that? What I mean is things build up over time. And when you're in a 2 video a month schedule like this, and again, it's not... when it's 2 videos a month, and it doesn't matter how big the videos are, they all just count as one video, right? You upload Buckwheat Grayson Goes to America, it counts as one video. You upload, you know, what's going on with leeches, and it counts as one video. This has a lot of benefits, don't get me wrong. Frequency and predictability, deadlines are good. Those aren't the only benefits. There's also, like, you know, frequency and predictability are kind of viewer benefits of having that sort of regularity. Benefits for me of having that sort of regularity would be that, like, viewers, like, don't forget, right? Like, viewers remember, oh yeah, Chimmaney exists, right? Because we've been hearing from him recently. But and there are probably others, and I'm sure, you know, I'm sure there's 10 more things I could add to both of these. I think these are the big ones, but there's always going to be more. And to clarify this not sustainable downside, when you work on video, well, for me, okay, when I work on these videos, things build up over time. And it kind of gets to a point where it's like, okay, you know, now after like kind of a bit over 2 years of doing this, it's built up to a point where it's like, hey, look, I have to deal with this stuff. And none of this stuff leads directly to an upload. So it's things like, okay, yeah, I'll just give you an example. I'll do a quick count. I currently have 46 plus 7, 53, plus more, but let's just, you know, that's enough. There are 53 note documents in a folder on my desktop for, like, video ideas. And they're all, like, full of, you know, whether it's, oh, here's, like, a funny joke I came up with, here's a really cool way I can, like, make a specific video, like, oh, when I'm making the Halo 2 video, I can do this, and it would be really good. And, you know, that kind of stuff. Oh, if I make a Resident Evil video, here's something I can do. Some of these, if I sort by date, some of these are from 2023. And then some of them are from January 2024. It builds up, and the thing is, I, like, need to go through these at some point. I need to go through all these notes, sort them, organize them, look at what's going on, and it's work like that that doesn't directly lead to an upload, right? I'm working on something that will lead to a video, but it's not directly working on a video. So it's work I can't do, like, in such a rigorous upload schedule like this that doesn't, you know, again, it's not measuring effort into videos a month, it's measuring number of videos a month, right? I could upload 2 2-minute videos a month and be meeting this. But I don't really want to be doing that unless I have that many 2-minute videos in mind that I think will be good. And so it's things like that. That's one example. Another example is sound effects. I don't actually have a sound effects library right now. I have, every time I'm putting sound effects in videos, which is pretty much every video now, I need to, like, go out and get them. And I've been meaning for a really long time to actually build a sound effects library folder so that I don't need to do that. But that's the kind of thing where it's like, hey, listen, to do that properly and the way I want to do it, it's probably like 6 days of doing that instead of working on a video. And it'll lead to the videos being much better and much faster to make overall. Like, it'll take 6 days of work, but it'll save, you know, depending on how long I'm doing this, hundreds. But the thing is, the 6 days all happen at once, and so it's incongruous with this kind of schedule. Another example is my music library. I do have a music library for the songs I use in videos. I want to expand it. I always want to expand it, and I always kind of, like, every couple of months I add more in. I'd like to do another huge expansion where I add like 300 more songs to it, but also I'd like to completely reorganize it, because the way I have my music library organized right now, you know, I don't want to waste time on details people don't really care about, but the point is I have it into subfolders. So, like, within it I have like a folder that's called ominous/tense, not slash, it's because you can't put a slash in a folder name. It's ominous, space, tense. And so it's full of all the songs that are ominous or tense, right? And that works really, really well when you have like 160 songs in your music library. But right now, I'll do a count all up on how many there are. And there are more that aren't organized, but this is the number that are currently organized. There are... Okay, for a second it said 63, and I was like, what the hell? No. There are 390 songs in my music library currently organized. And then there are like, I don't know, maybe 100 more waiting to be organized. Because again, it's something I need to take time away from working directly on an upload for. And so this kind of schedule doesn't really work with it. And when you have that many songs, this doesn't really work anymore because the ominous tense folder has so many songs. I want to add subfolders where it's like, I'll give you specific examples because I've been writing down some of the examples that would be useful. So in ominous tense, I have like action ominous, action tense, calm ominous, hide yourself tense, looming death tense, looming ominous. Because there are different types. It might be hard to explain. A good way to explain it, I'll just go to my music library and... Here we go. This is the ominous tense folder. And this is Rock Men Explore from FTL Faster Than Light. So you can see how this kind of fits in ominous tense, but then you can also see how it doesn't really evoke the same feelings as Out of Whose Womb Came the Ice, Risk of Rain 2. Right, this is a much more like tense, where the other one's a bit of a like calm tense, the ominous folder, yeah. Menu from Swarm. Skip ahead a bit. And so, like, this folder alone, this subfolder, which is, to separate the songs to make them easily usable, has 132 songs in it. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. Palace of Oath Exterior from Kingsfield 4. You can see how it's very different emotions attached to each of them. And so, I need to split it because too often now I'm working on a video and I'm like, hey, let me go to the happy upbeat folder. And then it's like, okay, well this is like, or like, let me go to the dance folder, right? I have a dance folder. Let me play you some from dance folder. A Cyber's Wordle Deltarune. This, you can see what kind of dance this is. And then like, Hurricane Wonder Song. Very different type of dance. Vault A1 Game from Q. And then, like, if there's one in here, there probably is. This might be it. You can see how this is also a dance, but it's like a completely different type of dance. And so what happens is I go into these folders, looking for something ominous, looking for a dance that will work with the scene I'm making, and it's not as easy as going into the subfolder and listening for the best fit. Like, 60% of the folder is not even applicable, right? So I need the subfolders. That was a longer explanation than it probably needed, but whatever. It's my channel. I'll do what I want with it. If I want to have a really boring live stream, that's my right, okay? But yeah, so having the kind of freestyle upload where it's like, hey, look, I'm working on videos, and I'm working on things to do with videos, but actual uploads will happen when they're done. It frees me up to make a sound effects library that will... That was a dangerous circle, by the way. Whatever, right? Sometimes you slip up. It'll enable me to do things that will make the process of making videos much faster and will save a lot of days. It will let me make that initial investment of days that this kind of schedule doesn't make. And it'll also let me finally go through all of my billions of notes, billions of ideas I have written down on my PC and on my phone, and organize them into something usable. And, maybe this is just like as I said, this builds up over time, right? Because it's not like I never add music to my music folder. I do that every couple months. Sometimes it's like 8 months, but it happens. It's not that I never go through notes. I do. It's just I have more notes than I have time to go through on this schedule. And so what that means is like maybe what ends up happening as this channel continues like through the future is I do this sort of schedule for like a year or two, and then when this is all built up too much, I take however many months or maybe a year. I've not done this yet, so I don't know how long it'll take to get through it all before I can go back to that kind of schedule. But yeah, like there are a lot of benefits to the 2 video a month schedule. The regularity is good for a lot of different reasons, but it gets in the way of a lot of things. It means I can't make... It means I need to be very, like, precarious about... It means sometimes I'm in a position where it's like, hey, there are, like, 8 videos I really, really want to make right now, and I can't because of how many days are left in the month. And I have to figure out something else to do. I have 8 really good ideas that I'm excited for and I think will make amazing videos, and I have to figure out a 9th idea that is smaller. And that's a problem, Like, it's not like a problem enough to say this system is useless or bad. It's just, hammering in nails is great when you have to put all the nails in, but now the nails are in the board, and I need to pack away the hammer, and I need to make a toolbox. So we're taking a year to buy a toolbox, right? We've had a couple years of buying a hammer and using it. Now I need to buy a toolbox and use it. Time budget. Yeah, that's a good way of phrasing it. So that's sort of what's going to be happening. So this year it's going to be slower on uploads, to give me time to, sort notes, expand and better organize with more subfolders my music library, actually create an expansive sound effects library, so on. And again, sort of similar to the Darkest Dungeon style. There was somewhere here. I don't know. Sort of similar to the Darkest Dungeon style, more frequent than that. But less frequent than it was in like 2023 and first half 2024. It also will probably be a year of a lot of big projects. Not necessarily because that's the way things have to be with the freestyle upload, right? Obviously, it's easier to work on big projects when it's just, hey, I'll upload it when it's done. Obviously, that's easier, and so you might look at that and think that's why it'll be happening more often, because it's like, oh, now that it's easy, I'm going to be doing it, right? I've been waiting for an opportunity to do it, and now I'm going to do it. What it actually is that I just have, like 4 or 5 big videos that I have been sitting on for a very long time that I want to get out. And I want to do them, right? There might only be like 2 or 3 in, like, this year. I don't really know what's going to happen. But the point is, like, it's not necessarily that, like, if I was to stick to the I will make videos and upload them when they're done style, it doesn't mean every video will be a big project forever. It's just right now, I have a bunch of big projects ready to go, and that I've been, like, itching to start, for some of them more than a year, some of them more than 2 years, and now it's giving me an opportunity to start. And so I'm going to, like, get them, they're going to flow down, and then when they're done, it'll be, like, working on whatever stuff. I consider Pokemon Black videos big projects, by the way. So they're included. Because they are big projects these days. There will still be smaller, weird ones, and I actually have some smaller, weird ones I also really want to make, and so they're going to happen. The video immediately after Pokemon Black 8, which I'm hoping to have done and uploaded in March as well, is it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a very dumb one. It's probably like less than 10 minutes. So like small videos will still happen, but there will be quite a few big projects because I've been waiting to make a lot of them, and now I'm going to have an opportunity to make them, you know? But they are going to be a lot less regular on uploads. It's going to be, like, pretty unpredictable when they're going up, which is, like, not good news, right? I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, and I think there are positives to it. I don't think it is a negative, but, like, it's not good news to hear, hey, guys, there's going to be less uploads, right? That's not something it's like, yay, right? And it's not yay for me either. But unfortunately, it is just, like, something that needs to happen, you know? Because, again, like, you don't understand. I know I said, like, however many notes, it was, like, 57 or something, or 61 or whatever it was. Like, you might think those are notes where it's, like, a sentence each. It's not. It's, like, if I didn't write anything else for the Halo 2 video, I would probably have, like, an 8-minute video fully scripted. And that's split across like 10 different note documents. I also have a bunch of Pokemon notes written down that I like. In fact, let me open my episode 9 notes sort folder. There are 57 plus 12. Oh, 60 plus 13. Yeah, so there are 82 notes in the episode 9 folder already. It's a lot, right? Like, I have a lot of ideas all the time. And eventually I have to take time to, like, go through them and organize them. To make them usable. Because right now they're not usable, right? There's a bunch of really good ideas and good videos and good plans written down that I can't do anything with because they're, like, buried. And I need to, you know, to quote Monster Hunter, you need to go into the pile, right? And overall, I think it will save time on working on videos. But, but yeah. And Soviet Girl, I appreciate the support in chat. I think this community in general is very nice about that kind of stuff, which is cool. You know, don't ever be worrying about that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a pretty, like, capable person, and I'm very, like, aware of myself. So, like, if I was in a kind of burnout situation, I would know to deal with it. So you, like, anyone who watches my stuff, you don't need to worry about, like, checking in on me or spending your own mental energy worrying about me. But it is appreciated that, like, I get the sense that if I was in a position where I was like, hey guys, listen, I'm like dead, I gotta disappear for like 4 months, people would be like, oh man, but also take care of yourself, and that's cool to see. So yeah, like, no one needs to worry about me, but I'm just, it's cool that I feel like you guys would, like, you get what I'm saying. I'm tired, and it's hot. It's 27 outside, and inside, it's always, like, way worse. Yeah. So, yeah, I know less uploads is never, like, fun news to hear. I like, no matter how much I explain the positives and the necessity, it is still kind of like, a little. And I get that, and that's completely fair reaction. And it's my reaction, too. But it is unfortunate, you know, it's just something that's kind of got to happen. It's also like, there is also an element of, I think doing 2 videos a month was awesome when I was doing it at the start, because I think it was really important for me to build up a big backlog of high quality videos. And I feel like I've done that now. You know, I feel like there are however many videos that are just awesome on the channel. And now I don't need to worry about, like, expanding the backlog. And so I can kind of slow down a bit, because if I upload a video that's awesome and a new person comes along and they watch it and they say, oh, that's great, what else has he done? They can go to the channel and see, like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, and enjoy themselves. And so, like, the backlog isn't really a concern. Like, the backlog's been established, and so we can work on just, like, making sure future videos are as high quality as possible. And again, you know, it's entirely possible that we go back to this schedule later. I don't know that we will. Maybe we'll go back to not this schedule, but something like it. But at least for the start of the year, it's going to be, hey, I'm working on videos, and I'm working on things to do with videos that don't directly lead to an upload, but it's like, it will later. It's an investment. It's at least the start of the year, that's kind of going to be the schedule. Yes. I think that's good. There's more to talk about in other dimensions of stuff. Are there any questions or anything? I don't want to leave people feeling like some things weren't answered or explained. So just to be clear, like, on these guarantees, this is all still going to happen, right? So it's going to be 3 more Pokemon episodes at least. A bunch of live streams, which is that's another thing that the 2 videos a month schedule kind of doesn't allow for, is a ton of live streams. So, like, that's cool. Weekly videos month, still gonna happen. So there will be a month this year where you get 4 videos. Halloween special is gonna happen. So, like, don't take this as, hey guys, I'm not uploading anymore. It's just, like, I'm going to be uploading, but it's going to be a bit indecipherable schedule-wise. And it, you know, it frees me up to, hey, I'm going to work on episode 9 straight off the back of episode 8. And it'll take, like, 50 days to finish. So you're not going to get a video for 50 days, but it'll go up. You know, random example. I don't know that I will start 9 immediately. I probably won't start 9 immediately. I also don't know that it'll take 50 days, but that's just an example of the kind of things that are possible. So you're going to get some huge videos. You're going to get some small videos. I don't think I can really reliably say when they'll go up, other than October 31st will be a video. Every other day of the year, there may or may not be a video. This is the only day that you can guarantee there will be a video. Guarantee. Can't wait for Halloween. Me too. Halloween specials are very fun. The Valentine's Day special was kind of fun too. You know what I think is actually really cool? Hold on, let me... Oh no, hold on, I can do it better. Hang on one sec. Okay, there was probably a better way to do this, but whatever. Just to free up a new layer. What I think is really cool is the Valentine's Day video. I mention aromantic people in it, and within like 10 minutes of it going up, there were 2 comments about Chimney viewers mentioning that they were aromantic. And then, like, later on, a third came along. And they were all from people that are, like, regular commenters, you know? It wasn't like... Because, you know, you would think, for example, if I mention aromantic people in a video, someone who had watched a lot of my videos but never commented and was aromantic might comment and be like, oh yeah, you know, something about that, right? Like, it might kind of draw them to commenting. But these 3 comments were all from regular commenters who comment on a lot of my videos. And I think that's really cool, because it's like, I don't know, like, what % of the world is aromantic, right? The Chimney channel must have a much higher % when it comes to viewers who are aromantic. Because three regular commenters, when it comes to regular commenters, I would have to ballpark estimate it, but there's probably like 25, right? 3 is a huge percentage of, like, my total regular commenting audience. And I think that's really cool. The Cupid video was fun. It was just kind of a dumb, silly little thing. But silly little things are fun sometimes. There is also, while we're talking about it, and specifically the aromantic thing in it, there's something I want to clarify about it, because it was bothering me a little when I was making the video, and I came up with a solution, and I wanted to put the solution in the video, but I didn't put it in because it was like, it would just be like me talking for a while. But so here's the thing, right? Listen, the video establishes that Cupids are responsible for everything people like, right? So if you like pizza, it's because a Cupid made you like pizza, right? It's not, like, Cupids don't just make you fall in love with people. Anytime you like anything, it was a Cupid. It establishes that, and it also establishes that aromantic people are aromantic because the Cupids are, like, because the people are too important to risk the Cupids accidentally killing with the Cupid bullets, right? That was because I wanted this because you know, if you're saying in a universe, like, hey, we're in a universe where, like, Cupids exist, right? Like, your romantic attraction to people isn't anything to do with you. It's like outside of your control in real life, but here it's outside of your control and inside of someone else's control, right? So if we're in a world where there is, like, a human who is making people fall in love with each other, then you either need to pretend aromantic people just don't exist, or you need to, like, explain why some people aren't doing that. And, you know, I feel like aromantic people, they have to put up with enough people pretending they don't exist all the time. So I definitely didn't want to do that. And so, you know, I had the fun little joke about it, like, oh, it's because they're too important to risk accidentally hurting. But then it makes a problem when the video also establishes that everything people enjoy is by that same guiding hand. Because it's like, well, aromantic people, they're not romantically attracted to people, but they still like things, right? An aromantic person will have friends. They'll be like, yeah, pizza's cool. And so that was something I wanted to address. And I couldn't put the solution in the video because it would just be like, it's a very tight, fast-running video, you know? It's a very quick, like, fast-paced video. And it would just be, like, me explaining, like, the lore for a minute or two. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. But I want this explanation out there in case anyone ever asks the question of what's going on there. The solution I came up with is that there is also a gaseous form of, like, the love formula that is in Cupid bullets. And so they use that on aromantic people who are too important to risk using the bullets on. And for everyone else, they use the bullets because it's faster, it's a really tiny risk, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny risk, and it's much faster, and it's also more effective in terms of... So it can cause romantic attraction, the gas cannot cause romantic attraction, and it's slower acting, but there is zero risk. So for the general population, they don't use the gas because it's slower acting, but for the people who are too important to risk accidentally hurting, they use the gas. And so that's why aromantic people still like things, but also the gas is less potent than the bullets. So, there you go. Cupid Law was insane. Watched it on the couch with Seffi on Valentine's. That's a very cool thing to imagine. Like two people who are dating watched a Chimmaney Valentine's Day video on Valentine's Day. That's cool. Am I ace? The people want to know. I think I will not answer that, just because, and like, Soviet girl, I know you're like a very well-meaning person, so don't worry. Like, don't worry about feeling bad or anything. But it's just, I think in general, I want it to be easy for people to say they don't want to answer that when they're asked. And I feel like if I answer that, it kind of feeds into... You know, I just think it's easier for people to say, I don't want to answer that, after someone has already said, I don't want to answer that. So I don't really care about answering that, but I'm not going to answer that just because for someone else it might be important, and it might be difficult for them to say they don't want to talk about it. And, you know, maybe it makes it a bit easier for them to not want to talk about it if someone else has already not talked about it. So yeah, and again, to be clear, I know you have no bad intentions or anything, so don't worry at all about that. I hope I'm not coming across like I'm implying you do. Yeah. I hope that makes sense as well. Just, because for a lot of people, I think for me, my sexuality and my, like, romantic attraction thing is, like, I don't care. I don't care at all. It's just not interesting. But I know for some people, it's like, it's a difficult point of discussion. We can also talk about Isolated Crime Fighter, I suppose, for a little bit. It might be hard because it was like more than a month ago now. It was just like a good video. I don't know. Hold on, let me this should, if I give me a sec. Where is it? Here it is. Open with media player, because that's the only thing Streamlabs will capture. Can you see this? Yes, you can. I'll also say, you know, just kind of got to hit bed soon. Got work tomorrow, but the stream was goated. Well, if you say so. I'm not sure I would say this was one of my top ones, but have a good sleep. Have a good work day tomorrow. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. You'll have a new Pokemon one to enjoy this weekend, and then hopefully a small fun one to enjoy before the month is done. Thank you for making sure I knew my mic wasn't on. That would have gone bad. Yeah, I don't know how much there is to say about Isolated Crime. I mean, there's a lot to say about Isolated Crime Fighter, but I don't know if this is like the best setting for it right now. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe after I've done a few big projects, we can do a stream where I do, like, I talk about a bunch of them in a row for one stream. I feel, I don't know, it's kind of a difficult interjection to make into this stream, because it's like, well, what if some people haven't seen it, or they've seen it but they don't really remember some stuff from it? And I feel like I would want to be more prepared for it than just like scrubbing through the video looking for stuff. I feel like I would probably want to have some thoughts about what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna say about it. Yeah, so Pokemon Black Episode 8 coming out soon. The episode after Episode 8 is going to be insane as well. Like, I've had this idea for a long, long time. You'll see, Episode 9 is going to be really, really fun and really crazy. And also, like, everything's about to get crazy. Whatever. I don't want to, like, kind of be Todd Howarding this, but things are going to get, like, there's going to be a lot of changes in universe and in the story, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, having no schedule means I can, when I am working on Pokemon videos this year, I can kind of just dump time into it, you know? Even if I've just done a big video, I can immediately start working on a second big video. I don't need to, like, plan my schedule around, I need to make a, like, video I can do in 4 days, and then I do this video, it took, like, 10 days, or I need to do another, you know. Not enough time if there's only 20 days left in the month, all that. Community poll results, we'll just go through this briefly. Only briefly. But yeah, favorite one-off video of 2024. And people can select, just to remind people, you can select as many of these as you want. So, like, people could select, for example, Mr. Meanwhile and Less Robots. It wasn't just select one. Grim Soa and Less Robots, 7 votes, and Atlantis Must Drown had 6 as the top ones. Aliens Aren't Even Real, Dude. I think I agree. I think those 4 stand out to me as well as my favorites. Favorite Chimmaney talking video, the animal name tier list stands head and shoulders above. Not really. I don't know. It stands like 4 head above the others, which is funny because that was such a whim thing to do. That was just, I realized, like, how many animal names are insults, like, a year and a half, and it was something I thought about like a year and a half before this, and then it was like, oh, I need to make a video quickly. I don't know, I'll just turn on the recording software and do a animal insult name tier list for like 50 minutes and then edit it down and do that. Future thing people are most excited for, Pokemon Black Episode 8. It's coming. It's happening. These people are going to be so over the moon. They're going to be so overjoyed. People said this was the coolest thumbnail of a Pokemon video last year, and no one voted for this one. This is represented by yellow on this graph. Do you see it? No one liked this one. Or no one thought it was the coolest, at least. Everyone loved this one. Society, dude. Sorry, I'm like too tired to do like intelligent commentary. Wait, what? Oh no. Okay. Okay. Sorry. For a second, this is what this is. For a second, I thought 52.4% of my audience was 43 plus. I was like, what the hell? Really? Yeah, everyone in this range, everyone that answered, we got 21 answers. So, you know, it's not like all encompassing, but it's a picture. Everyone in this range, and like almost everyone in this range, which is cool. Very even split on gender. I mean, not like very even, but you know what I mean. It's like with 21 responses, what would this be? So this would be like 11, would it be? And then, yeah. I don't know. It's like within a few. It's within a few steps of each other. A lot of North Americans and South Americans. South Americans and North Americans together, and also Europeans and also Australasians. They make up most of the graph. uh, sorry, that was just me realizing that like I was gonna split it into North and South America, and then I realized Europe was the same as South America, and so it should be included too. And then I realized Australasia was large. Anyway, that's actually a pretty even split globally as well. I would like to compare this to like a global population pie chart. Obviously, Africa's like severely underrepresented here, and wait, Asia's not even on here. That's interesting. Oh, again, only 21 answers, right? So this isn't like representative one-to-one of my audience. This is just of the people who answered, but interesting. And a large chunk of people whose English is a second language, which is very cool. I always think that's awesome, especially because I've talked about this before, but when I started YouTube, I did not think that would be plausible at all, because I talk really weirdly, you know? Like, if you have, like, a decent understanding of English, but not a great one, I feel like Chimmaney would be really hard for you. I feel like Chimmaney is a bit expert level, because I have a weird voice, there are some words I pronounce weirdly. When I communicate, I often, like, make strange choices about the words I use. A lot of my jokes are, like, word plays, you know? Like, maybe 30% of them. So it's always cool seeing that, like, actually, you know, maybe it's more accessible than I thought to people who learned English as a second language or a third language or so on. Oh yeah, and then this one, this is what people use. I kind of put this on here thinking maybe I would like do something with it in terms of like, oh, you know, maybe that would be a good place to do like video promotion stuff and like talk video. And I don't use social media at all. Every now and then, every like 16 months, I will have a moment where I'm like, I should be posting like Chimney things to some kind of website other than YouTube. And I'll like give it a go, and I just don't like do it. I'll like have the account, and I just don't use it. Maybe that'll change at some point in the future. But right now, that's the way things are. Let me actually read this. So, like, Reddit wins, Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, and then I guess these are kind of small enough to be a bit negligible. Yeah. And that's the community poll. All done with that. So, yes. The rest of the year, just to recap what that'll look like, there will be a lots of streams. Let me put this in a better font. There we go. Lots of streams. Still videos, too. Many will be large. And heaps of plans. I just have heaps of plans. There will be less uploads than you may be used to, at least for the start, because there's a lot of like admin work I need to do. There's a lot of hours that need to be spent on something that isn't directly uploadable. And there are a lot of different somethings that aren't directly uploadable work, but they still require the work to be done. So at least at the start of the year, things are going to be a bit slower. And maybe for the whole year. But there will still be videos happening. Many of them will be large. And there's going to be a lot of live streams. And it's going to be fun. I have written down here that, like, depending on how I'm feeling at the end of the stream, I might, like, open Deltarune and fight Jevil. Because that's something we need to do eventually. It's like, I need to go fight Jevil. That probably won't be today. I'm thinking I kind of need to sleep for, like, an hour and a half, 3 hours. You know, some increment of 90 minutes, because that's an REM cycle completed. Yeah. We'll fight Jevil another day. We'll spare him for now. Next week, I might do Deltarune Chapter 2 next week. Maybe next week. NXTWK? Question mark? Yeah, might do that throughout the days next week. Don't know. But possible and maybe likely. Kind of depends how things are going. And it also, I think it depends on the small, silly, fun video that I'm going to be working on from the end of March. And, you know, if it turns out to be a medium, silly, fun video, it might give me trouble. But I'll figure it out over the weekend. I'll start work on that video and then see how plausible Deltarune streams are for the week. And yeah. That's most of it. If I'm not going to open Deltarune and fight Jevil, that's pretty much the stream. It's a shorter one, but I'd like to kind of, I think it's cool to get a bit used to doing shorter ones and not having to feel like every stream needs to be like 5 to 8 hours, you know? I think it's cool to just be like, yeah, no, this one was an hour and a half. I think that's like more sustainable. Just having a look through, see if there's anything else. There is other news. I'm just not sure, like, necessarily how to deliver it. You know, I mentioned with this not being met, and again, we're gonna, you know, there'll be a stream. Let me write down as well, just so I don't forget. Stream to decide punishment, and I'll make like a community post or something ahead of time so that people can brainstorm things they would like to see me do that I would probably say no to if they just asked me and I didn't have to make something up to them. Good things like that. Because again, you know, if it's just like, oh, as your punishment, you have to make a video on Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's like, yeah, no, I'm going to do that. Oh, as a punishment, you have to make Pokemon Black Episode 9. Yeah, that was going to happen anyway. Cool, yeah, debt's all paid. You know, it needs to be something I wouldn't do anyway if you just, like, brought it up. But yeah, I mentioned, as well as the video being quite a large thing, you know, there was some real life stuff that kind of got in the way of finishing it for February. And some of it was good news. And the good news is very cool. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I'll talk about it another time. It's cool though. It's going to be very nice, and it's going to be it's something. It's really good timing, you know. It's something that's really good, and will be really good this year, and it like came at a time where it was well timed. But yeah, I'll talk about that some other time. That'll be it for this stream, I suppose. If we're not gonna fight Jeffel, you know, I guess I'll just head home with my tail between my legs. Yeah. So Pokemon Black 8 is done. It'll be uploaded this weekend. Hopefully before March is over, I'll have a silly short dumb video out. And maybe Deltarune Chapter 2 streams next week, if not shortly after. And lots more live streams this year. And there will be video projects. And there will be large gaps between the videos, maybe, because that's how it has to be, and I'm not happy about it either, and I'm sorry about it. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, and I think there are positive aspects to it, and then even, you know, but there are also negative aspects to it, and I understand that the immediate reaction is like a bit disappointment of, oh man, I like these videos, and I wish there were more of them, but you have to understand this is necessary to make it sustainable, and